I love that map of like what is this like countries that started wars with birds and lost. It's like 2 countries.
I love it so much.
Right, let me ready. By the way, I have no notes. I spent the whole morning playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Nice, nice.
So
I'm
gonna be the guy who's gonna be like, "Oh wow, interesting."
To be fair, Jose asked me, should I do research or should I play Tears of the Kingdom? I'm like, no, you need to be ignorant for this episode.
Yeah, you need to take sticks and mud and make it into a dick-shaped object, apparently.
Yes, it is just what everybody and their mother are doing. I was like, why would you give this much freedom to people and not expect them to do that? Like, it's the first thing they're gonna do.
But where are the Georgia O'Keeffe-inspired players out there? No, nobody wants to see that. No.
Actually, before we get started, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna turn off my fan and all that shit.
Okay.
Okay.
So like the day after that game that Jose was talking about came out, I got like a small bonus from something from my job. I'm just like, oh, should I?
Yeah, we went with chickens instead. I don't know if we made the right choice here.
Yeah, what's it? Teresa actually wants some chickens, but we have one of my coworkers has chickens, and she's like, "Yeah, don't get chickens."
Oh.
Well, I mean, because it's like it's more so the fact that like it's a lot of upkeep, especially on our end, and it's just like there's some days where after work I'll be like, "Hey, I don't feel like cooking. Do you just want? I'll just pick up something." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, totally fine."
We're making everything automated. Water, food, their door opening and closing. It's all gonna be automated. We love them, but at the same time, we're gonna have to figure something out. Cause damn.
Are you gonna like? Are you just having chickens just for like eggs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, we're doing the whole egg chicken thing. They're gonna have like a run space. Next property, they're gonna have like a full area for themselves. But
because what's it? My coworker, she does the eggs things, but then after a while, she starts processing them.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
All right, before PETA finds us.
I was gonna say no. These babies have names. Elvira and Hennifer are not. They're gonna live out a lot.
Hennifer Lopez.
Yeah, Hennifer Lopez. But she does look more like a Dolly Poultry to me. But I'll leave it for now.
Yeah. All right, you guys want to do the record thing?
Yes.
Oh shit.
See.
We ready?
Not yet. Hold on.
Okay.
GarageBand is mad at me for deleting sounds.
Ah.
By the way, what?
Oh no, I'll tell you when we do the drink part.
I gotta remember to compress my audio after we record.
Wait, are you tired of?
So the Jiangshi.
Dude, I tried my hardest to get that one. The last one was really bad, like really bad.
Alrighty, ready.
Heather's like, it's always bad.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, there are some episodes, especially in the beginning, where I'm like, Andrew, I'm gonna give you a lozenge. I'm gonna give you like 20 minutes. You fix this shit.
I'm waiting for the one episode where like one nostril's whistling and I can't hear it.
We're all gonna lose our minds collectively. Like, where the fuck is that whistle coming from?
Oh shit! All right, ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Record.
Recording.
Oh wait, Maya gave me an error.
Oh fuck. Okay, hold on.
Stop recording.
Undo record.
Yeah. What the hell? I mean, it's not working. It's right there. How unprofessional. All right, let's try that again.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Record.
Record.
3, 2, 1. Sync.
All right.
Boom.
Boop,
It's like we're
boop, boop,
professionals.
boop. Ah.
Not even close.
No one's.
All right. Names are correct. Title is correct. We are live. I think we're live.
Maybe.
I'm gonna hold my breath for as long as I can to avoid the breathing.
Good. Passes out mid episode. Oh, we didn't pick a whatchamacallit.
A title?
No, a
Description.
synthwave bed
Oh,
music.
Our background sound.
Yeah, background music, yeah.
Something ethereal and spooky.
Yeah, Andrew, you're on it.
Okay, I'm
Share
on
with
it.
us.
Like how spooky? Like
We're
Not too
going,
spooky.
we're going light spook.
Yeah,
Okay.
light spook.
Yeah.
But not like kitty, you know? More like, oh, this is whimsical. Oh, that's creepy. Oh no, it's whimsical.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
beautiful garden
Just
next to a
just find like a
graveyard.
cool lo-fi, bro. Come on.
All right. Jiangshi lo-fi.
There's someone out there who has a full collection.
The vampire lo-fi. That has to be a thing.
100%.
Lo-fi beats to hop and drain corpses with.
There you go.
Let's see. Ooh, there's one called Halloween Night.
Heather, I'm asking for prayers from you and Andrew.
Why?
I'm starting to go to the gym every day this week. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I already was joking with Alex the other day. Like, oh yeah, when we move, we're gonna have to tag everyone in. Like, Jose, get the fuck in here. I know you've been going to the gym. Let's go.
Damn it! I should have said that loud.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, because I don't know how we're gonna move all this shit. Moving
A
company?
moving company.
Yeah. We've never
You're an
done
adult
that
now.
before. Okay. When we moved here, we moved at literally like 3-4 a.m. Alex launched his motorcycle into the truck. We both have scars from it. It's bad. It was a bad time. So yeah, we're
Alright.
gonna power
Well,
through.
because I told Kristen like our next move, I'm getting a moving company. There's no way. Like even with family and whatever else, like it's always a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And my dad's schedule's always like, nah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel bad. Like we're all like I'm all like everybody. All my friends are over 30. Like I don't want to fuck their backs up.
That's true. I did make
Except
a
for
joke
Andrew.
that,
Andrew,
like-
you're helping me move.
There you go.
No, I ain't.
I did make a joke that you'd get to roll 4d6 at the end, and that's how many beers you get.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody rolls a 1. Yeah.
Like, sorry, Robert. Thanks for your participation. You get a tall boy.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Yeah, I gotta turn off my music so I can do the intro correctly.
Now,
You guys know how to do that.
now, if this lo-fi video has a bunch of ads in it, I apologize because I don't like. I just
I have premium, so it's all
okay.
good. Is Heather? Is this
I'm
part of your
here.
bit or?
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay. All right, ready? And welcome to another episode of Attack of Opportunity. That is two episodes back to back.
Yeah.
So far, so good, Andrew. We're back with our special type of episode and our wonderful Heather, the local, what's the word I'm looking for? Not local. Resident, our resident mythos expert, to talk about some of the spooky. Actually, I don't know what we're talking about today because somebody told me to not research it. Harpies and Jiangshi.
Man,
So-
I hate it when
Shoot.
I hate it when I get
Or the-
harpies and you have to like go to the doctor. and talk to them.
Andrew, no, we're not talking about that part.
Andrew,
Oh!
no. Now we get banned.
But with that,
Yeah, I got
let's play the music.
I got a bad case of a harpy.
So after that brutal assault by the orc warrior, the initiative now goes to you. Jose, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast
Uncle says, "Hey guys, just so you know, I got harpies."
They're outside the house.
Eric would take a whole new meaning to that and be like, so I tell the whole congregation?
Oh. Can you? Somebody misunderstands what you mean.
Well, I didn't have
Goes to
harpies.
church.
How did you get harpies?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not talking about that type of harpies. But welcome everybody to Attack of Opportunity, a podcast all about a lot of things. Actually, and at this point, it's like what nerdy plus.
It's just essentially, hey, do you want to talk about this? Yeah. The episode.
I feel like this is at least kind of on brand. This is,
Yeah,
from the monster manual.
that's true. No matter how thinly we tie it to it, but it's always a little threat
Yeah.
to tabletop
Really little
RPGs.
thread that is leading
Yeah.
us through something.
Yeah, supposedly, this podcast is about tabletop RPG, not tabletops. Wow, that's a very nice table. Tabletop RPGs,
Mahogany.
board games, video games, books, and all kinds of nerdy things. Today's a special episode because we have Heather, or like I said earlier, our expert in mythos, real world.
Mystery expert.
Yes, mystery expert, or resident spooky girl. Today we're talking about. Correct me if I'm mispronouncing this because I know I am. Jiangshi.
From what I heard, the correct pronunciation was supposed to be Jiangshi.
Jiangshi.
Which is what I'm going to go with. But if I'm wrong, which I probably am, because my mouth probably can't make the right sounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment.
Please don't.
And harpies.
Please don't.
Two monsters from the monster manual, and we're gonna explore their real life legends. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, they're fun, and then we should really have a conversation about their HP because I have questions.
I don't know their HP. Maybe the harpies, I think, but that's where Andrew comes in. But before we move on, though, let's talk about what we're drinking for this episode.
Why is it?
Heather.
Is it something where like the Jiangshi are like made out of like rice paper and they fold like under like a slight gust
No.
of wind or something? Or
But I tried to separate them out into like what their attacks are mythologically and what their weaknesses are. And the attacks was about this big, the weaknesses were about this big, and they're really silly. Some of them are very silly, I should say.
See, it's kind of flipped the other way. But anyways, we'll
Okay.
go over our
We'll get into that.
yeah
I'm double fisted. I
Drinks.
have water.
Oh wow.
Let's go.
double.
One for hydration. One for hydration. One for energy. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I already had my coffee for the day, but I would really love a third cup here.
I'm actually
Andrew, what you got?
I'm actually on my second cup of coffee today. I am having a God, had a brain fart there. A cold brew version of Populus's Coffee's Columbia blend.
Ooh, I like that label.
It was roasted.
Pretty.
It was roasted the day before my birthday, so it's like a birthday gift for me.
Nice.
Yay!
And it has notes of milk chocolate, cherries, and lemon.
How is it?
It's actually really good. It's very bright.
See, that's something I always struggle with whenever somebody's like, "Oh, try this." If whether it's wine or whiskey or coffee in this case, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's like chocolatey taste and cherry and all this," and I taste it, I'm like, "Yep, that's coffee."
No, I'm definitely getting a lot of the cherry. Maybe because it's just the brew method. If I'm pretty sure if I brewed it hot, I would probably get lemon. But I'm definitely getting a lot of the cherry.
Maybe I have a plebeian palate. I don't know.
I'm right there with you. I was raised on seasoned salt, and yeah.
Hey, seasoned salt's good for a couple of things.
A couple of things, but when you
Dude, there
find
was one
out
time-
that it's the only spice you have right next to garlic salt, that's a bad thing.
Oh yeah.
But-
our spice cabinet looks like there's so much stuff.
But
Mine's
see,
overflowing at this point.
Yeah.
But see, I'm right there with Jose because people be like, "Oh yeah, this bourbon has like notes of vanilla." I'm like, "Yeah, this bourbon has hints of bourbon." Yeah,
The only
that's a
thing
bourbon.
I go with is tea and sweets. Honestly, sweets, I can break it down for you. That's it.
The only thing I was able to actually distinguish for some reason in alcohol is banana, like a banana flavor, and what's the word? Mango rind. To the point where, to the point where if I have mango flavored anything like mango flavored green tea, it makes me think I'm drinking a beer, which I'm like, yeah, it's a little secret to myself.
Aw. The little
But is
Irish
it-
green tea.
Because there's a difference between something that's flavored a specific way, right? Because you're like, okay, that's
Right.
birthday cake flavor thing. I get it. It tastes. I get notes of cake. But like when it's just like a bourbon and the people are just like mentioning all these notes, I'm like, yeah,
I can taste
sure.
that it was made from an oak barrel and they
aged this whatever.
aged with apple wood instilled in it, with vanilla and orange. Like, where the fuck?
It has a toasted.
Get out of here.
It has a toasted marshmallow aftertaste. I'm sure it does, buddy. Sir, this is a Wendy's.
All right, I'm drinking Liquid Death's new tea line. This is the Green Leafer. It's just an iced tea.
Nice.
The fun story I had for you guys with this one is that I pulled a Karen for the first time in my life, and it paid off. So now I know why their Karens exist.
No, don't be seduced by the dark side.
So the story goes,
Next
I bought a
episode,
pack
he's
of.
gonna have a blonde.
I have never used my white girl powers for evil in that sense.
Well, so I got a pack of these, right? It's 8 of them or something. I don't know. And I was so excited because it's a new line. It tastes pretty good. And my first Monday, I was going to work, and I grabbed the first one I see, and then on my way to work, I'm like, man, this tastes kind of funky, right? Tasted like bad tea, like tea's gone bad.
Yeah.
And then before I get to work, I try to like drink it to see if it was just me. I get like molecules or something in it that like it shouldn't have texture. It had texture. Like, so anyways,
it went funky.
So I contact them. And then they're like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. Of course, yeah. Here's $20 for our Liquid Death store, for our website. I'm like, okay, I'll get a pack from there. And then nothing that they had on there I liked, and the stuff I liked was more than $20.
Yeah.
So I contacted them like, hey, I'm not gonna buy anything here. Can you guys just send me like a pack of these so I can replace the one at home? And then they're like, let me talk to my manager.
Okay.
They come back and they're like, yeah, okay, here you go. And then they gave me a full pack. The rest of them were good. So now I have double leaf cream.
Well,
I'm going full Karen. You went like Carol.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, that's rude. I don't do that. I don't send food back.
Going full Karen. First of all, you have to let them know how long you've been shopping there, because that gives you some sort of prestige, and then you ask to talk to their manager.
Right. So I should have started with I've been a fan of Liquid Death for over 30 years, even though the brand is only like 10 years old.
Like as
You
if they
need to
give a
establish
shit.
the hierarchy and understand that you are on top of it.
So I pulled a Karen wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you were still polite to customer service people. That's not pulling a Karen. That's Carol.
You're right. Okay. I pulled a Karen. My bad.
I apologize to my Aunt Carol out there.
Well, I mean, if your Aunt Carol is assertive enough to get proper service, but not an asshole enough to be a bitch about it, then good on you, Aunt Carol. Like,
That's true. Good on you. Oh Lord.
Yes.
Anyways,
but I got so much Liquid Death in my fridge. It's great. I'm like, wow. I should have like a little hat and shirt.
This episode of Talk Opportunity not sponsored by Liquid Death.
I don't know how.
But if you want to sponsor us, please.
I don't know how many podcasts I listen to where they talk about Liquid Death the entire time, and they're like, they don't sponsor us. I swear, they don't. They won't.
It's a good brand, and like what they stand for, like it's okay. I get it. It's really not making any change, but you're at least trying. And I haven't seen anything that along the lines of like, oh, the water was bottled by slavery.
Yeah.
like
well,
Nestle.
there's that. I mean, the thing about it is that like I'm gonna have to try the other Liquid Death stuff, because I had Liquid Death original, and I'm like, yep, that's water.
Yeah.
It's really
So,
good
this
water, but it's
Yeah.
For hydration.
Bring
Yeah.
some good stuff, because I would like some nice iced teas. I love some good sweet tea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have the 3 flavors. They have Green Leafer, which is just an iced tea. It's slightly sweetened with agave, so it's not like super sweet.
Yeah.
Then they have Resting Peach, which is a peach tea.
Yeah.
And then an Armless Palmer, which is an Arnold Palmer.
Alex would like
which-
that one, but peachy tea all day.
Yeah, I'll buy a pack or one of each for the trip then to bring it. But anyways,
I call
let's
dibs on that green tea one.
the green tea one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, they don't have green tea. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't that Grim.
No, it's just regular tea. It's just
Oh,
like
then
a black.
Okay, I'll take that then. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, close enough, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so enough of my liquid death dumb stories. With that, Heather, I mean, you're the expert. I usually try to be the host, but I don't know anything about any of these monsters because I don't think I've ever used harpies in the game, and I don't think I've ever used the Jiangshi. We did talk about it, I think, at one point, briefly, like top 10 monsters or something like that.
Yeah.
That we had.
We discussed the Jiangshi when we went over the
the realms of Shadow, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Shadowfell.
Shadowfell.
Yeah,
yeah. When we did a deep dive.
Shadowfax.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Shadowfax, you know, make sure you get your sponsor right now.
The 10 realms of Gandalf's horse. Yes, that one.
Oh no.
So which one do you want to start? Which one do you want to start with? And Andrew, you're gonna do the D&D part of it because I still don't know enough about these monsters. I'm here to guide you guys badly through this.
Andrew,
Let's go.
let's start with the D&D Jiangshi.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go get my DS. I'll be right back.
Okay. What?
You heard.
I meant to say Switch, but it's a DS.
I'm about to say, like,
You faintly hear the music from Tears of the Kingdom.
my God, what is this, 2007? A DS?
I have like somehow, don't ask me, but somehow I have like 7 DSs in my house and like 3 Game Boys.
Why?
They just appeared, like I guess all the ones I had through my life, they just magically appeared. I'm like, oh wow, look at them.
Why have you had that many in your life?
I have the XL, the 3DS XL, the 3DS normal, and then I think my dad found one that was like the older ones, and then I had one of the original. So, okay, it was like 4, but then I have like 3 Game Boys in there, like 2 SPs, one Advance, and I'm like, I don't remember these, but okay.
You just collected them slowly?
That is an irresponsible amount of DSs. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, no, I have them.
Did you want to buy a house? I'm confused.
just make a house.
I didn't buy them.
Just make a house out of all those DSs.
There you go. Live in a fantasy kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh
Anyways.
my God. Okay, hold on, real quick before we go back. I just need to say something about Tears of the Kingdom. Okay,
Oh.
I was debating it out loud with Teresa, and she goes, "Don't buy it right now. Just wait till it goes on sale." And I'm like, "Ah!" A Nintendo game on sale. Anyway,
Poor Teresa, she doesn't know.
Teresa,
Aw.
you got jokes. You got jokes. Anyway.
Yeah, I think there was one game I wanted for the Switch, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait until it goes on sale. Never.
Never.
And I think it was Odyssey, Mario Odyssey. The first one that came out, and it's still $60.
Oh yeah, no, it'll never go on sale. Anyways, okay, so, God, I'm just trying to segue it. Never mind. We're going to talk about the Jiangshi.
Yep.
Okay, so the Jiangshi in D&D lore, it was bonus points if anybody can remember what Shadowfell realm that they originated from. But
Oh, I remember.
I
Okay.
didn't listen. I didn't research.
That's fine.
Yeah, keep going. I'll come back to me.
But they are spirits that still rest, or rather restless within
Yeah.
the bodies of people that did not have proper burial rituals. Yeah, and so because of that, they become bitter and they begin to like sort of puppeteer their own corpses. However, because it is post rigor mortis, they have the like stereotypical like arms out kind of gait, and they are only able to pretty much move by jumping because they can't move their legs. Hence
Right.
why they're called the hopping vampires. They're called the hopping vampires because they are a more exotic form of the D&D whites, where they can life drain people. If they use their life drain powers, they suddenly gain the ability to fly amongst some other stuff.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so they gain flight, and they can increase their speed by 10 feet. Anyone that dies by a Jiangshi becomes a white, and if a white manages to kill a person using their life drain ability, they also become a Jiangshi.
Okay, what?
And also, for some reason, Jiangshi can. I don't know if this is a mythological thing, but Jiangshi can also turn into animals.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. The only
They really just threw that one in there.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Here you go. But a Jiangshi has two weaknesses. One, it can't gaze upon its own reflection.
Okay. Classic vampire rule.
And two, if it is wearing or in contact of a holy symbol, it has negatives against saving throws. That's about it.
Okay.
It doesn't say exactly how it consumes energy, just that it can draw energy from a distance. It's not like a vampire bite where if you're within a certain range of the Jiangshi, it can just draw energy from you if you fail a con save. That's honestly about it. It's like a little
So decent,
blurb.
yeah, decent amount of hit points.
How
Not
many
a lot of armor
hit
class.
points?
That's for DMs to know.
It's over 100.
Okay.
And under 120.
That is way too many.
It's over 118.
Not really.
But-
It's 118 and under 120. It could be worse.
That is
Why?
way too many for the list of weaknesses within the mythology that I found. Yeah. But it is
The
actually
fear of its own reflection. So it has an actual reflections because vampires in
Vampires
D&D don't have reflection, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is not
Right.
this is not quite a vampire. It's like halfway between a white and a proper vampire.
So if I ever were to fight one of these, I'll just put mirrors all over my armor.
Do you want to know some of the origins behind why they thought that vampires wouldn't be able to see their own reflections within mirrors?
Because mirrors have silver in them.
There you go. Originally, there was more silver in the production of mirrors, so the silver was, considered done.
Haha, bonus points for me.
Nice. Good on you, Andrew.
So if then by that logic, right? Like if that was like an actual thing, today they will be able to see themselves in mirrors today, and digital cameras, and film.
Well, they were always able to see themselves in film. That was
Were they?
Yeah.
I guess if you use a mirrorless camera.
That's like what was that terrible movie that Ethan Hawke was in about vampires, where all the mirrors were actually like camera feeds, like projected on the screen. Yeah, what it was some crappy like vampire movie where all of society's vampires, and so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Not Daybreaker. Fuck yeah, and they had like that car with like the cameras everywhere. Yeah. Fuck, what movie was that?
I just remember
And they had like a
subway station.
They had like fake, the fake blood in the subway station.
All right, so
that's gonna eat me. I gotta find it. Keep going.
So while Heather's talking about real Jiangshi, I'm gonna look this up because it's gonna drive me up a wall.
Alrighty.
Daybreakers. It is Daybreakers.
Daybreakers. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Gattaca. No, wait, wrong movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Jiangshi, or the Chinese hopping vampire, are all like akin to the vampire and zombie of our mythology, but they're typically translated to stiff corpse. So equal parts undead, equal parts able to drain the life force from people. So yeah, that's a fun one. They're described as being pale, white in color, with sometimes furry green hair, moss or glowing moss growing on their bodies, which I think could be a fun aspect for seeing one hopping up in the distance and seeing just glowing moss.
Glowing moss.
Wait, so I don't know if I just didn't hear it or missed it. Where do these originate from?
So we're gonna get to the origins of them because there's a couple different stories for that. They typically are shown to have like long, sharp nails that are said to be strong enough to stab or impale victims, sharp serrated teeth like a shark, and repeated again and again, breath so bad that it can kill you. Like, just stink attack? I don't even know.
I would put the troglodyte thing onto this guy, and also give it slashing damage instead of slamming.
Exactly. Yeah, it has a slam attack, but the artwork shows it having these long black nails.
Plus,
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be, hard as nails so they can tear through their victims. Anyway, so they have this huge long tongue that unfurls from their mouth. Their appearance depends on when they were raised, being more or less decayed, like Andrew mentioned before. And they walk with their arms outstretched with stiff hopping motions, which is also connected to some of their lore. So they are said to be created when a person's soul fails to leave the deceased body. But unlike vampires, they are said to be mindless creatures with no independent thought. They're just...
They're zombies.
Yeah, they're zombies.
Okay.
Interesting.
So their origins. So the first emperor, Qin Shi Huangdi, was in the process of conquering the Chinese states when stories first started arising of these creatures. So he was known for unifying China and being the leader that actually started the Great Wall. Also beginning the Terracotta Warriors as well.
Oh.
He's a big deal, but also lots of war, lots of death.
Well, I mean,
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Often the soldiers.
was he a like Dan Carlin great man, where like great does not mean good, just huge impact on
Yes,
history?
exactly. Like he did great things, but they're not so great. Often soldiers who died in the frequent battles had to travel far from home to fight. So many families couldn't afford to have their corpses transported back, so they got help from Taoist priests.
Okay.
In one version, the priest would perform a sacred ritual to connect the soul and the body of the deceased and give them specific instructions on how to hop on home. But since rigor mortis set in, the only option for them was to literally hop, because they had this stiff joints and all that fun stuff. Since it was super unlikely that these zombies were able to navigate the complicated roads back home, it was said that they would just begin to hide out in the darkness of the countryside, attacking travelers on the way home. And it was also there was another lore that started that soldiers who weren't buried properly and left to die, like exposed on the battlefields, the moonlight would absorb into their flesh and turn them into Jiangshi.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm imagining.
I also like the bit of like they're just trying to get home.
Yeah.
And they just get lost. Like that could be like one of those like, oh, they're bad, but they're not bad.
Yeah, it was one of those things that they deteriorated.
Yeah.
So Taoist priests would give the corpse directions on how to get home?
They would raise them they would essentially perform the sacred ritual to create a residual motion and send them on their way home that the corpse should know the way.
Like, you see the problem here, right?
Yeah. Like this thoughtless corpse who no longer has a connection to their living mind probably doesn't know the way back.
I mean, he was dead, but he was fine. And then you came along, did your little woo stuff.
But that's also would be like another like interesting type of like quest line, right? Like where are all these zombies coming from, or these Jiangshis coming from, right? And then you just find out that it's just a priest trying his best to get these guys back home.
Like
like, sorry.
Irresponsible necromancer. There's like, I was just trying to do good, but
No,
I don't know.
Things just keep going wrong.
But you're making the problem worse. You don't see this, right?
They're walking home.
Oh god.
Look,
Yeah, he doesn't realize.
look at that town on the horizon. The one's on fire. Oh, I thought that was a beacon. No, it's not.
No. But it would make it a lot easier to walk right into that.
As you're talking to him, he just keeps making more too. Like, okay, go home now.
No, please stop.
All right.
Stop it.
He just keeps booping him with the stick. Like, all right, pop up.
Yeah.
That stick idea does lead me into the next version, which was that migrant workers during the Qing dynasty would die far from home. Impoverished and grieving families would then pay what were called corpse drivers. And these corpse drivers would basically magically bind the wrists, ankles, and knees of the corpse, forcing it to stand upright bear with me.
Writing that
And
name down. Corpse.
And
driver.
use a long stick to poke and prod the corpse in just such a way to make it move, quote, under its own steam.
Under its own steam.
Just using the reflexes of the body to poke this corpse, and it's bound in just such a way that it is able to keep balance and hop along.
Is it like? I don't know why I get the image of like those wind power machines in the sand. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Then it's just like almost like perpetual motion. It's like
Oh yeah.
that's just but like really like.
Just yeah.
That's so weird. Like
You get
why?
it burning on the way home.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so when you said own steam, I had like a weird like, oh, we're gonna let it like putrefy for a bit, gain a little bit of gas, and then it's gonna be like a balloon. It's all.
Oh god, that's
No,
so
but I
much
kind of like that
worse.
better.
That's so much worse. I guess there's two kinds of corpse drivers. The ones that I don't
You guys
even
smell
know.
it?
All I'm saying is, I want a stat block for the corpse driver.
I will say that the addition to that was that they would travel at night to minimize the decay of the corpse, as a Taoist priest would lead the procession by ringing a bell or swinging a lantern, announcing their passing, because it was considered bad luck to gaze upon this walking corpse,
Okay.
which is
Does the-
corpse drivers.
Does the moon? Okay, so I know the fact that the corpse, like it's believed the corpses are raised into Jiangshi because of the moonlight. Does the fact that they have to travel under moonlight, does that affect it at all? Like, oh, maybe like moonlight like kind of halts the necrosis or something.
Moonlight does make them, like, it is where they gain their power from, essentially. Like moonlight allows them to regain that life force, essentially,
Okay,
that they're lacking.
It's interesting that you say that, because in the D&D blurb, essentially, it says by day they hide from living creatures, but then they emerge at night. So maybe there could be something there. Is there more?
No, there is more, but it's the more likely story of where this tale originated from, the not so fanciful version. But we can get to that in a second.
Oh, where like some Taoist priest is like, yeah, sure, I'll take your husband home, whatever. Just yeah, I gave him
Kinda.
I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Okay, so just right off the bat, what I would probably do is that I would give the Jiangshi maybe like a regeneration kind of a thing, because there's really no way to stop it from dying any more than it already is.
Yeah.
But I would give it regeneration only under moonlight.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah.
so if you hit it with the moonbeam spell, you heal it instead of like actually hurting it.
What a terrible moment.
Well, I mean that.
Oh, I got this, guys.
Well, no. Well, I mean, because you have. There's precedence for that, by the way. I'm not being an asshole. There's precedence for that, because the shambling mound regenerates whenever it gets hit by lightning damage. So, you know, you can use like moonlight damage or whatever,
Right.
like radiance
Pretty sure
from
I did
moonlight.
that.
so like if there's radiant damage that's from like a moon spell or whatever, hey, guess what? You just gave this Jiangshi more HP. All right, now you have to.
No, I love it. I love it. It's awful in the best way. Like what a terrible time for the players to realize.
Stop doing that! What? He looks hurt. He already looked hurt. He's dead.
He looks better now. Why? Why is he glowing?
you only use the power of the moonlight, and I was born in it. I didn't see the sun until I was a man.
God. Okay. So the most likely story about these is that the corpses were transported back, tied to long bamboo poles, carried by two men, hanging bound by their wrists and their ankles, creating this bouncing look as they walked, as the bamboo flexed with every step. So a little less fun, also a little more sad.
Oh, no, there's a visual to that. like somebody, like a drawing or something. 'Cause it's
I
so funny.
wonder. I'm imagining like going down like a steep mountain pass too. You would just see this like corpse kind of like awkwardly bouncing down the pathway.
Right.
That could be
Right.
damn well spooky. Oof, either way. So I do have some steps on how these things are created.
Okay.
So written accounts of these date back to the Qing Dynasty. They can go back a little further, but the Qing Dynasty scholars started to discuss them in the late 1700s. Going as far as to outline how to create these creatures. And it's a bit of a list. So one of them is using necromancy or other supernatural means to resurrect the dead. Spirit possession. When a person's spirit fails to leave the body because of an improper death, like a sudden accident, murder, or suicide. Improper or late burial, or burying the body after the funeral. Which I found odd. Yeah. Especially in our tradition, because I'm like...
Yeah, don't we...
This may be because we have a Western view of how funeral rituals work.
That's true.
Probably doesn't line up.
Well, I mean, is it something where it's like the funeral isn't done until the body's in the ground, or is it something where like we had a funeral but then something came up so we had to leave, so the body's like
maybe
still
there was
out
precedence to bury the body quickly
beforehand?
and then the funeral was supposed to be a set amount of time after.
That probably makes more sense because there probably wasn't any method of embalming besides just like submerging them in salt. So
Yeah, and China has a lot of predators. large format predators over there.
yeah, it's kind of yeah.
Yeah, I just am imagining that probably a different arrangement of the funeral rituals. So I would love to hear from somebody about that actually. Either way, the other one, which I find kind of funny, they were terrible troublemakers in life. If you raised shit, you're gonna raise from the dead and become a Jiangshi.
So you mean to tell me all the kids
They just continue their work after they're dead.
So all
Exactly
the kids all the kids with hyphenated first names, they're all gonna become Jiangshi or Jiangshu when they
Oh my god, Vesemir for sure. 100%.
Oh no, he is not going to become a hopping corpse. Like if he died, Strahd would have put him in a lead box in the bottom of the fucking lake.
I'm doing this for the world. The one time Strahd was good.
He's gonna put you behind the one door you didn't open in the dungeon.
And that's how we seal his coffin. We put an unlockable door in front of it, and he just dances in front of it in perpetuity.
Oh, no. Welded in there.
You'll go by one dungeon door, and there'll be like strobe lights on it. That's the Vesemir room. Do not open the door.
Under any circumstances, do not open this door.
Some say Vesemir is still dancing in front of that door to this day.
Oh man.
Alright. So
this is why we can't have nice things.
So their attacks include big old stabby nails,
Okay.
their horrific breath, and their version of a vampire sucking blood is essentially they suck the literal life force out of their victims.
Okay.
Right.
Typically, it's described as sucking the chi from their victims.
Okay.
That soul energy. But their weaknesses are a fun fucking list. I'm very excited. First off, they are famously distracted by small objects thrown at them.
Okay, so like the classic. Yeah, throw some rice at the vampire, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on. What?
you don't know about this?
I didn't know you had to throw rice at a vampire.
Yeah, it's a classic thing. Like if you have like what's it? People would travel like the Romanian countryside with like a pocket full of dried beans or something like that. So that way, if a vampire chases them, you just throw it, and they are like they have to sit there and count it. They have to like okay, but no, like
it's like the Lugaroo.
Do they have ADHD or something?
Kinda, yeah. It's so weird. I don't come up with this stuff. I just read it.
And it's honestly a theme throughout.
It makes sense if I were to be a vampire. Like, oh, I'm here to get you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not just limited to vampires though. I've definitely heard that, like, throw out a handful of objects, and sometimes it's a certain number, sometimes it's just a whole bunch. Like Lugaroos, you leave out 13 items at I think it's like 13 coins or 13 beans or something along those lines.
Can we go over Lugaroos in a future episode?
I would love to.
They are fascinating.
This is all new to me. I had no idea. I am always gonna have rice in my pocket.
Yeah, you throw rice, and a vampire has to take it out. Take out one of those little like pharmacy counting trays with a little like knife, and they're like 5, 10, 15. And if you distract it, like shit, they got to start all over again. And that's how. No, I'm kidding.
How do people lose to vampires now?
Apparently, specifically, rice is high in gluten, so all you gluten-free babies out there, like. You need the rice. Get the rice.
Yeah, you're not gonna eat it, so just throw it.
Yeah, just chuck it. Throw it at people.
I'm just confused. I'm looking at the movie Blade and have him have like he's gearing up and then he has a pouch like a Ziploc bag with rice and one belt.
Those big Parmesan shakers.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like you see him like putting in the steaks and stuff like that, and like sharpening up the whatever, and then he like opens up like a thing of Uncle Ben's, like and it like zooms.
At the beginning, the blood rave in the beginning of the movie, like just throw rice in there, and all of the vampires stop and just go on the floor and start picking up rice.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you lose that? Vampires are stupid now to me.
I mean,
that's not all vampire lore. This is just specifically the Jiangshi.
No, in my head, it is all vampires.
No. Regular vampires do that too. I
really?
Yeah, like good old fashioned Wallachian vampires. I don't know, man. They got some kind of weird OCD.
Why has this not popped up in What We Do in the Shadows? This is like prime like comedy right here.
Yeah. They're trying to leave for New York City, and they get distracted by the pile of beans at the door.
Annie.
I will never be afraid of vampires now.
That's a bad plan.
I grab my dice trays and just throw it at them.
See, every dice master has an automatic out.
See, and they call me crazy for leaving a pile of rice by my front door.
Just sitting here looking at all my pots with clay beads, like, yeah, I got you.
You wake up in the morning, open the door, and it's a vampire counting your rice for all night.
Well, I mean, they would die from the sunlight. Ah!
Oh, that too. Yeah. Sorry.
Just like, oh, what up, buddy? You're not welcome. Bye.
Yeah.
just making my coffee, and I just hear like a muffled version of like the sun. Ah! And I'm like, nice. Got me another one.
every night you replenish that rice.
Yeah. I gotta watch out. Gotta watch out for birds, though. That's the real pain.
I feel like you guys just destroyed vampires to me now.
Oh man!
Well, if Vesemir would have known this, forget about trying to find silver. Just been
man.
Is that a bag of rice? I'm taking it.
There's no grains in Barovia. You
brought out all of the caltrops in Wallachie.
You get a potato. That's your veggie. No.
Wow.
We could have just spilled that entire carriage full of gold, and it would have been over. Like,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
See you next year.
I mean, okay, but to be fair, D&D vampires do not have that weakness.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Sadly.
But you know.
All right, I have like 10 more of these.
Vesemir doesn't know that.
Okay, sorry, we got sidetracked.
Yeah.
If they are blinded, holding your breath as they pass will hide you from them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why that sounds familiar. I think like every horror story ever.
I've heard a couple of them. Like the what is it called? The old wives' tale about holding your breath as you pass a
Graveyard.
Thank you. I'm like, what are words?
Yep.
Funeral.
The funeral field.
The corpse field.
The body plots. Okay.
The body plot.
Yeah,
The good old dumping grounds.
Probably shouldn't go down that one.
No, it's all right.
This one is extremely precise. A piece of wood exactly 15 centimeters wide nailed to the bottom of the door will stop them from entering your home.
Huh? Wouldn't that stop everybody from coming?
It's a small little, it just needs to be a strip of wood, but it needs to be exactly 15 centimeters.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you mentioned like under the door.
Oh no,
like,
just like just a little thin doop.
That's very.
Okay.
Do they carry rulers? Do they just?
It's
Fuck.
apparently related to feng shui, so
Oh,
yeah.
1475. That means I get that. I told you, measure twice, cut once.
He didn't take into account the width of the blade.
Measuring tapes.
Oh yeah.
What centimeters the inches? I need to know.
No, he thinks he got it right, but it's a wrong measuring tape.
Yep.
No. Check this. Damn it.
That would okay. I would like to homebrew like a vendor of just like here's 15 centimeter like piece of wood. No, because I mean like you have like people like, oh yeah, this is gonna ward off vampires. It's like garlic and shit like that. But no, it's just like I got slats of wood, buddy. Wood nails.
Slats on slats on slats. Let's go.
We had to cut down on the slats because we were using too much wood. You are killing people. You realize?
You can take the slat, sharp, boom, stabby.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
we can't make the slat into a steak because you might cut it down less than 15 centimeters.
Relating back to our Doulahan talk a few weeks ago, here's another coin moment. Dropping a bag of gold coins will make the Jiangshi stop and count them. Again, can be anything.
I mean, I think that works for just about anybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You just drop a little sack of 15 gold coins and like lose everybody.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool if you have adventurers that are more rich than they are powerful and they're being chased by a Jiangshi, and like you got to drop some of that gold. That's a surefire way to get it off your back. So
yeah. One that mistakes like that for like leaving breadcrumbs, just one coin here, he's gonna follow us.
No.
The necromancer in the group.
Like 15 centimeter slat of wood. Damn it! There's nothing I can do.
Mirrors. They are absolutely terrified of their own reflections. I am assuming it probably has to do with the idea of them seeing themselves as corpses.
Right.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, like there's still a tether there of the original mind. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of what's the name of that guy from the movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Dorian Gray.
He couldn't say his own paint.
You mean
painting
Gray?
or whatever.
Yeah, the Dorian Gray, the guy from the novel,
Yeah, that guy.
the picture of Dorian Gray, not from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I know.
That entire story that's
I haven't read the book. Okay.
Like youthful men.
I just. But I knew you guys would get, started.
That story scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Really?
Because when they unveiled the picture of Dorian Gray, he was all like desiccated and crap. I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then he gazed upon his own picture, and he became the corpse of him. Like a young 13-year-old Andrew probably should not have been reading this tale.
This explains a lot, actually. Andrew.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff in my formative years.
Yeah, I was raised by somebody who was really obsessed with like World War II history, so a lot of stories of brutality and death, and yeah, it's a lot of fun when you're little.
Read a lot of Stephen King when I was like 14. and like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and stuff. And like as I was saying this to other people, I'm like, things are starting to click now.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Alrighty. Items made of peach wood, because as per described, peach is the essence of the 5 elements. It can subjugate evil auras and deter evil spirits.
Really?
Yep.
Peach wood?
Huh.
What?
There is some precedence for that. there's a religious, a certain deity who was born from a peach that was washed down a river. I cannot remember his current name, but he is essentially like the...
Momokun.
Hmm?
Momokun? Is it Momokun?
Yes.
No, I'm probably wrong.
It's something like that. It does begin with an M. I just cannot remember for the life of me right now. Either way, the rooster's call, evil spirits will withdraw at dawn, and the call signals death, which could be a great thing for a Kenku. Oh my goodness.
The what? I'm sorry?
A rooster's call will scare off the Jiangshi because it essentially is signaling dawn. But I think a Kenku could have a lot of fun with that.
Sun Wukong?
I mean...
No, that's not right.
Just holding the Kenku.
I love that so much more.
Do the thing! Do the thing!
Fire, because duh, zombies.
Yeah.
A Taoist
Momotaro. Sorry, my bad.
Thank you. Yes. So that's probably why. Either
That's
way,
interesting.
I love that because I love peaches, so I'm good with that. A Taoist talisman stuck to the forehead can also immobilize the Jiangshi if you're trying to take them non-lethally for some reason.
Is that why there's a lot of art with like the thing like
Yep.
their foreheads?
A yellow piece of paper with a distinct spell, then stuck to the forehead, can banish them. Or
Huh.
can essentially kill them, let them go back to undead.
I feel like I've seen that in every anime ever. The little spells.
I have to say, like the idea of like coming across a tomb and it's plastered with all those little warding symbols is always the coolest thing. Like you're just like, oh man, some shit happened here.
I love that idea even more if you had a character whose fatal flaw was they took scraps of paper to roll up their little cigarettes all the time, and they just
no. Well, I mean, no. I mean,
it's just one. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, no. I mean that. Well, no. That would be really cool if what's it? Like say it was like written in a different language or something like that, and you're like, oh, what does this mean? And they pull it off the wall, and then and then the ward is off, whatever, and then boom, Jiangshi, right through the wall, like. Just,
All right, then, Miss Vesemir.
Oh God.
Is that a door behind us?
don't do this to Swift. They will never even read again.
I have to have
every time.
I have to have a third wacky book in that event.
Oh, poor Swift. To banish them, throw sticky rice at the creature as to draw the evil out of it. Like it is moisture in an iPhone.
Okay. Put him in a big bag.
Put the did you put your Jiangshi in rice? Okay, try that first.
You break into a sushi shop and you just shove this thing into the sticky rice bowl. Piss everybody off, but you did it.
I mean, the visual I get is when you dip your nigiri in a little bit of soy sauce, it like absorbs a lot of it. So I guess I get it where it kind of comes from, but that's so
what
specific.
It like draws the evil out of it with the
Apparently.
rice?
I don't know.
Hey, I mean,
rice after that.
In Latin culture, brujeria, they do the egg thing to get the evil out of you, that kind of stuff. So I guess.
And then what do they do with the egg?
They crack it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then they eat it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't eat the evil egg. I mean, that's interesting. Okay, sorry. I got things.
No, I think it's an odd one.
I think it would be interesting if like you had to fight a Jiangshi in like a rice mill, I guess. I don't know, like a refinery.
But do you have to fight them? All you have to do is open a bag and be like, count it. It's like, okay.
No, but maybe like if you kick the Jiangshi in a vat of rice or something like that, of the sticky rice, it takes like acid damage or something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to work stuff here. All right.
No, I like it because to me it sounds like if you throw dry rice, they stop to count it, but if you throw sticky rice, it literally purifies them. I wonder if it's the water element, the gluten.
Or
The
maybe
gluten
take
The
comes
gluten.
from.
It all comes down to the gluten.
they all have what's that disease where they can't process gluten?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name though.
Yeah.
Head on.
Throw rice and beer at them. No.
No! A couple other things were the hooves of a black donkey and the blood of a black dog, which I swear to God, if somebody comes for my black dog, I will murder. But
Well, I mean, they don't have to kill like, hey, Diesel, it's okay. We just take a little bit, just
No.
a little. But okay. What if your local vet was actually warding off Jiangshi and you didn't know about it? So every time Diesel has to go in for blood work, he's actually saving the world.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But if somebody wounds my dog, it's all over. All bets are off.
I'm just saying, vets out there, we owe you a debt to society.
That's what we've been doing this whole time.
Oh my God! I just imagined a vet with one of those like spray bottles full of
Blood.
Yep.
Shoot. No.
Get the fuck out of here.
The last line of defense against the Jiangshi, our local vets.
Oh, I love it so much. All right, moving on. Any questions about the Jiangshi? It's
I think I know more than I thought I wanted to know about Jiangshi. About vampires in general, honestly. I'm still hung up on the whole rise and counting things. Like, to me, it's just, unless one of them is like Rain Man who can just like count it just by looking, I'm good.
I
You know what I mean?
what I would probably do is like if we actually wanted to include the rice thing in there, it would probably be like you throw rice and it has to make like some kind of like wisdom save or probably an intelligence save to like like be like no, prioritize your target. You know, because you can't just have to be like pocket rice and then it immediately just stops the encounter because we gotta have something.
No, that's in my book. That's what's gonna happen.
yeah. When we go back to the Shadowfell, that's what we're doing. Pocket rice. Pocket
Just carrying big bags of
I
rice.
got one pocket full of dry rice and one full of sticky rice. All right, I am ready for this.
When we go into the Feywild, though.
Are those provisions? No, ammunition.
15 centimeter slats of wood.
My line of defense.
I would do the warding talismans, but I don't have the proper authority nor the penmanship
to do that. Every time they camp, it's just like pouring the rice around the camp.
I'm just imagining like
it's not like a
right now.
barrier. Anyway,
Yeah.
They still have to count it.
sorry. Go on, Heather.
No, I'm imagining Supernatural right now, where they always do a salt barrier, then mysterious wind.
Shotgun shells full of salt. I mean, or no, shotgun shells full of uncooked rice. Just
Oh yes!
Oh,
Hand cannon full of rice. Just
Yes.
shoot rice balls everywhere.
So quick question: would one of those like rice cakes with the black wrap, would that be like a grenade against?
no,
that
that's
thing?
that would be a sticky rice. Dude, that was my lunch.
I think even better, smash it, then throw it. Multiple pieces.
What if I dip my fist into sticky rice? Like that scene from what is it? Hot Shots.
Oh my god! Fucking thank you.
Oh my god, I need a monk to do this right now. I want to do this so bad.
That would so that would be a really cool scenario where it's like someone throws a bowl of sticky rice at a Jiangshi and it takes like whatever kind of damage, and then the monk's like, I got an idea. Like steaming fists of sticky rice.
I put small bags of rice around me, so if I ever get cut by a vampire, it just starts spilling, and then they have to go and count it.
I like the idea of an origin story where the head chef of a general saves the general from getting attacked from a Jiangshi by beating them with their dirty hand. Oh god. Sorry,
This is-
a great one.
So okay.
This is why we can have any viewers.
This is the whole point of it, though, is the idea that these stories are way more complex and have a lot more threads to pull on, and there's more to play with. Like, it's not just a basic encounter where it's a zombie vampire combo. It's something that has a lot of personality to it.
Yeah, because compared to the actual, like, there's same thing happened last episode. There's so much in the mythology. Like, why is it like three bullet points? Like, give me more.
I can
man.
understand why they had to get rid of some of the weaknesses because it's like
Yeah.
it's like, okay, how do we explain the 15 centimeter slat of wood? First of all, this is an imperial unit. It's not in metric.
Right.
So it'd be like 12.75, whatever. Like, you know. But I mean, there are some stuff I would probably include as well, like the rice, at least the rice counting thing. I don't know about the sticky rice part. That would kind of, to me, unfortunately, I understand the reason why, but it might be a bit too goofy to include that into something that.
But not even just that, but also like the parts of like that they're not really. In the book, I think they sound very vicious, but like it feels like the actual lore is that they're just kind of misunderstood. They just want to get back home. They just got lost, and now they pose a danger to whoever comes around them.
It doesn't say they're evil because I think this was the first. Well, no.
They become evil.
Yeah, I'm talking about in D&D. It's
okay, gotcha.
It doesn't say they're evil because I think this is the first like monster manual type thing where it didn't have alignment in it. It just says they grow bitter from being trapped in your own corpse. Which I mean, who among us wouldn't?
Yeah.
You know?
It's also described as like they've essentially lost that humanity to themselves. So you know, attacking another human is not seen as a no-go anymore. It's also how this so you know.
So I would probably have like a little mini adventure maybe, or even like if we were to do like an adventure in this Shadowfell plane. Did you ever find out what the name of the place was that we encountered in Jiangshi?
No, I stopped looking.
God,
I feel like it was with Barovia or something because I thought there was supposed to be a Jiangshi encounter there.
No, it's
no. There's a specific one that's themed around.
It's ECAT. It took me 12 seconds to look it up. ECAT. But so what I would probably do is I would probably have like an NPC who is the corpse driver, and that's what they do. Like that's their like hey, you know, you pay me a certain amount of silver or gold or whatever, and I'll get rid of these bodies for you. Little do they know he's actually like a necromancer and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's like tethering these Jiangshi to do his evil bidding. So now you have to fight this Jiangshi farmer?
It might not even be like an evil bidding. It might be like a distraction ploy of like while you're fighting these guys, he's actually doing the big bad thing over here.
Yeah.
See, this guy just doesn't know. He just has to throw some rice. Like, just look how scared he is.
Just drop the bag of coins and run.
Yeah, fucking amateur.
Well, okay, that actually might be why ECAT, like the people are starving in ECAT because they threw all their rice to get rid of the Jiangshi.
There you go.
I do think there are a couple really good moments for different classes in here, like the handbell, bard all day. Bard, more cowbell. Let's go. Let's do this.
And you can have a cleric do like the warding talismans, you know?
There you go. Or the like pass without a trace for when they're blinded. You can hold your breath and walk on by you.
Which by the way, the holding your breath thing feels a lot like Death Stranding to me, because there's a monster in there that you have to hold your breath around and you have to pass by them. So so maybe what you can do is that like you can have like, if I don't know, maybe you're having an adventure in ECAT and it's like a 1 through like level 5. So level 1, there's a Jiangshi. You obviously cannot take this Jiangshi. You will get ripped apart. So you have to sneak by it. So you have to hold your breath. So you got to make a con save or whatever wherever the rules are for holding your breath are in D&D, and that's how many turns you have until your character goes, you know, and then the Jiangshi just fall upon you.
Or my terribly loud paladin clanking through, just like rice.
But let's see. I would definitely include the poison breath. I don't know if I would do the troglodyte thing. I might have it be like an attack, kind of like, what's that spell? Ray of Sickness, where like it's a ranged attack, and then it if you fail the con save, you're poisoned for like the next whatever.
Is Cloud Kill poison?
Cloud Kill is different. Hold on, actually, that's a good question.
Well, there's Poison Cloud.
No,
Poison spray. That was it.
There's poison spray, but that's a can.
Yeah, the cloud is. It's not poison cloud. It's there's a poison cloud, but it's not called poison cloud.
No.
That's the one that.
No, she was talking about cloud kill, which I'm not. I actually don't
Cloud
know. I actually don't know the rules for cloud kill, so I would have to look that up. Let's see.
Okay.
Cloud kill.
Next monster.
Yeah, so on to
20-foot radius sphere of poisonous yellow-green fog. Okay, yeah, so it is
that.
5d8 poison damage on a failed save.
Oh, you're talking about for the like implementing that for the.
Yeah.
Jiangshi one.
Jiangshi.
I was thinking of like the thing with the troglodyte where like you just the near smell thing just gets you, so you don't die right away.
I
These
think
penalties.
the cloud attack, because it's breath related, where you'll find out in a bit, our next monster is just stank. Just stank.
Okay.
Troglodyte stank. Yes.
So real quick before we go, if we are doing the cloud kill thing, I would probably have it be like a once a day. Like that's it.
Yeah.
It's its opening salvo, boom, cloud kill. And then
Yeah, and it like it
hold
unfurls
it.
its tongue at that moment. Maybe we throw in like a whip attack for that tongue. I don't know. Let's have fun with it.
Right. Attack.
All right. So now we got the Jiangshi out of the way. We got a
We are
Mad
moving
Kid.
on.
got a mad case of the Harpies.
We are moving on to some Greek and Roman mythology with our beloved Harpies.
All right.
Oh, look
so,
at that.
Oh, so the Harpies in D&D mythology are probably going to be nothing like the ones in proper real world mythos, because this is again steeped in like in-game lore, like elf gods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the Harpy, it originated in D&D, originated from when an elf was traveling through a forest. It heard a bird song, and it was so captivating it had to follow. The elf was moved to tears by the beauty of this bird song. It traveled through the forest to try to find this bird, and it came across another elf by the name of Finmaril Mesterin, which is actually a reclusive elf god who was also enraptured by this bird song. However, the elf god, being a recluse as he was, quickly ran away. But the original elf that was traveling was taken in by his beauty, so much so that she beckoned another elf god by the name of Airdrie Fanier to become a bird, that same bird that made the bird song, and tried to, I guess, like lure the original elf
It's
god.
Alita the Swan story.
Kinda.
Yeah.
However, her efforts were in vain, and she never saw Finmaril again. And upon realizing that she would never see this beautiful elf god, she cursed the goddess for trapping her in this bird body. And so because of that, first of all, you know,
You made your choices.
Yeah.
But also, like, we don't curse the gods. Don't, you fuck around, you find out. And indeed, she did find out because Airdrie transformed her into a monstrous half being of bird and elf, and that's where we have the Harpy. The Harpy is still able to make that bird song, and it will lure people towards it. However, it is notoriously cowardly. Like, it will not like stand its ground and fight. It will like a more common method is to fly off past the cliffside and try to lure people off the cliff, and then it will go and take your treasures because it's
Because you're dead now and it's fine.
Yeah, and it's lured by shiny things. Yeah, it just says that it likes shiny baubles and valuable objects, and that's kind of its whole point. Yeah.
I didn't know it was an elf before, so that's interesting.
I mean, there seems to be like a common thread of, oh hey, this thing was evil. Oh, it was an elf. It was an elf that got out of its own lane. So
Stay in your lane, elves.
yeah, learn your place. You should have been a dwarf. Anyways.
Oh no. Okay,
You
so
imagine a dwarf harpy? Ugh, why's it got a beard?
that's probably more like the later descriptions of the harpy mythology. So the harpy or harpeia, either way, there's a lot of I's, A's, and E's. Either way, their name being snatchers or the swift robbers, sometimes called the hounds of Zeus,
alright.
storm-footed, or the raging victor. Which is fun.
Okay.
Victor.
Yeah. Described as vicious, cruel, and violent, early descriptions called them beautiful winged women that could fly as fast as the wind, but over time they've transformed to these really grotesque half bird, half women creatures, described as ugly creatures with bird bodies, talons for hands, sunken, hungry faces, and dark, dripping eyes. Just so gross.
So they started as the opposite of a mermaid?
Basically, they were the mermaids of the sky, and then became these.
Or not the opposite, the
grotesque-
counter, yeah.
Yeah.
Mermaids of the Sky sounds a lot more fantastical than what you're describing right now.
Well, originally they were these beautiful winged creatures
Right.
that zipped about. To me, it sounded more like Hermes than anything. But in the stories of Jason and the Argonauts, they were described as having the body of a vulture, ears like a bear, and a woman's face. Grotesque face. Yeah.
Ears of a bear?
Greek
And I don't
Greek mythology.
and I don't know the toes of a giraffe. I never seen one.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. There are always talons, at least. I don't know.
It's always these weird, like off the cuff, and it has the nose of a dog. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like when they were telling the story originally, they were just kind of like looking around and just
It had.
Pick a thing. It's like all the chimeras ever described. They're like, pick any weird beast and shove them into one, and boom.
yep.
Chimera.
Like, wow, very creative there, Greek.
I mean,
Greek and Romans, you gotta blame them both. The Greeks thought they were more beautiful, and the Romans, they became more grotesque.
Mm.
Time went on.
Damn Romans.
The Romans, the darker, edgier version.
Don't be seduced by these beautiful winged creatures. They're ugly. Either way. In the origins, there were two. Elo, the Storm Swift. These are all like Greek names, so give me a bit.
Okay.
Okipete, the Swift Wing, and then eventually Pordarg, the Lightfoot, is mentioned in the Odyssey, and finally Celino? The Storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those all sound cool until you get the poor dog.
I know. It almost looks like porridge to me. Pordarg.
Like I am Celio, the brave. I am Ilo, the swiftfoot. I'm poor dog.
Oh,
Oh.
I see Okipete. It looks like OK Pete to me. OK Pete.
Is it like Okapate or something like that, or is it?
No, it literally
Okapate?
looks like OK Pete, but you take away the A.
That's funny.
Okay.
So in Greek mythology, they were originally wind spirits personified, personifying the sudden and destructive nature of the wind. They were said to snatch food from their victims while they ate and carry away evil doers to Uranus, the female deity of vengeance.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sometimes they were agents of punishment who would abduct and torture victims on their way to Tartarus. Sometimes sent by Zeus, Hera, or Athena. Again, this crosses over into Greek and
Right.
Roman, so feel free, get loosey goosey with the names. They would be dispatched by Zeus originally to dole out punishment and steal items from Earth.
Ooh.
Yes.
I love the fact that like the head of their pantheon is petty enough to be like, I want that. Go get that for me. But
I always loved that about Greek mythology.
but my lord, can't you just make it? No. I want that one.
They made that. I need that. Oh my goodness. Or like somebody made me mad. Go peck his eyes out.
Meanwhile, I'm going to become a bull and seduce some unwilling person. Oh,
You know what?
dude.
I have become a swan, and yeah, you know how that story.
Shut up,
ends.
Hera. Leave me alone.
Hey, the man got bored, okay?
No, the man was the sadist.
Yeah. I was like, no, that was bad times.
How do you get bored? You're the Lord of all creation. How do you get
Exactly.
Lord.
bored?
It was even like in mythology, it was said that people that would go missing in certain areas of Greece, they would blame it on the Harpies, having snatched them from the cliff lines and things like that.
Oh man, okay. That immediately gave me like an idea where like someone's like, look, I got it. The wife is just, she's a real battle
I
axe.
can't.
Can you just tell her that like a harpy stole me or some shit like that? I'll take
Oh my god. Yes, 100%. They did eventually go on in later tellings to become guardians of the underworld. I'm assuming
Okay.
as a more grotesque, they just sink lower and lower on the hierarchy.
They just put, the dark eyeliner and some they went full goth.
Oh yeah. I
Well,
just keep.
We're going to the underworld, girls.
Well, maybe they were tired of dealing with Zeus, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna work with the only one that actually provides like health
Yeah.
insurance.
This
You know,
taskmaster over here, old micromanager. I'm done with this shit.
because for some weird reason, Hades was like the most level-headed out of all the Greek gods. I'm not saying he was great, but like,
It was down to earth, you could say.
but like compared to all the other ones, it's like, yeah, I didn't like do nearly as much atrocious shit as the other gods did.
See, it could have been worse. Their lineage is super jumbled. They're sometimes said to be the daughters of Typhon, yes, an Electra, an ocean water nymph. Some
Okay.
say Poseidon and Terra, the epitome of the earth meeting the storms.
Mhm.
But a number of heritages have been thrown around, so they just kind of popped up. Truly, they're ascribed to a lot of different deities.
I mean, it probably falls under the whole like thing, like, oh, why is this the way this is? Oh, that's because winged women did this.
Yeah.
You know, like just kind of a way to like describe how like the way of the world or something. Like, why did my husband run away?
I don't know, because Typhon got it on with Terra, and like now we got this shit to deal with.
Did she buy it? Yeah. No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
So I'm gonna have a couple tales for you of their main stories. So in one tale, Zeus sends the Harpies to punish King Phineus of Thrace for abusing the gifts of prophecy bestowed upon him. There is another version where he remarries and his wife loves to torture children, and that's why he gets punished, which, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
So after blinding him, Zeus banishes him to an island where the king would sit at a buffet table day after day with food he could never eat. When he would try to consume anything, the Harpies would steal every single crumb. Some versions say they would swoop down and snatch it out of his hands. Someday they would come down and devour the entire table in front of him. Some say they would do a combination of both and at the same time poop all over the table. Yes, that was part of it.
Oh, so a normal eating experience at Golden Corral.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty standard.
At their droppings and stench, overwhelming stench. I want to clarify because that is a part of it. It would drive him away from being able to eat anything. Yep. Yeah. The punishment continues.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the same people that binded a guy to a mountain to have an eagle eternally peck at his liver, and then the liver would just regenerate, and you just, all right, we'll start over. You know.
Yeah.
What does this?
But don't piss off the gods.
I mean, okay, look, a lot of bad shit happens because of the gods, but whatever you do, don't curse their names, okay?
Nope. They'll come back.
Just push that boulder up that hill, kid. Just keep pushing that boulder up that hill.
So the punishment did continue for King Phineas for as long until it took Jason and the Argonauts to arrive, eventually succeeding in driving away the flock and killing a few and rescuing King Phineas from this punishment that he may have seriously deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine King Phineas probably left out the part that his wife liked to torture kids. And it's like, oh, I have no idea why I was over here. I was falsely accused.
Yeah, it was said that he was bestowed the gift of prophecy, the other version, and that the gods were getting real pissed because he was ruining their plans by telling everybody.
Oh, that's actually... Okay, so that would be really cool to have like a little mini quest where like, oh, we have to find this divination wizard. He's on this barren island being tortured by harpies.
Exactly.
That the gods sent upon him. And it's just like every time he goes to take a bite of that roast beef sandwich, a harpy's like, no.
Exactly that. You show up, he's covered in scratches and peck marks.
But all these roast beef sandwiches, I can't eat them. That's true.
What imagine it would happen to us too? We would go there, try to grab a bite, and gone.
All right, roll for initiative. I'm telling you, DM, you need to roll for initiative. You can't tell me you can't present me a table full of Arby's delicious roast beef sandwiches and not expect me not to fight over them.
Oh my god. Well, the next one is Harpies and Aeneas. So Aeneas was a Trojan hero and demigod son of Aphrodite. He received a prophecy after the fall of Troy that he would go on to found the great city of Rome. Kind of a lighter story. As he and his men traveled far and wide, he ended up on the islands the Harpies were currently inhabiting. As soon as his men began hunting and cooking up their meals, when they would go to eat, the Harpies would snatch all of their food away and began to basically terrorize them as they tried to survive on this island.
Okay.
As this continued, Aeneas and his men decided to fight back, but apparently their weapons could not do any harm to these mythical creatures. So eventually, after trying to attack multiple times, Celino, go with that one, the leader of the Harpies, prophesied that the men would not found their city until they grew so hungry as to eat their tables. Arriving in Italy, the men all completely famished. When they were served a meal in the local area, they actually ate all of the food and then began devouring the wooden platters that their food was served on, and that was when they realized that was the location for Rome. Yep.
Okay.
All right. I just deduced where the myth of the Harpies came from. There was one dude who just really wanted to eat his lunch. But he was by the
seagulls.
He was right by the coast, and a bunch of seagulls wouldn't let him be.
But he kept getting bullied at work, so he's like, yeah, it was a bunch of like they were seagulls, but they were like women.
This is faster and more intense than any seagull I've ever seen. It had to have been a driving woman.
But
yeah, I just imagine it's just the origin of the harpy, and it's just this guy at the beach. It's like walking by, no problem.
Curse
just had one of those girlfriends that always said, like, no, I don't want any.
Yeah. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go to eat? Oh, I don't care. All right. Well.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, the only place around here is Little Caesars, so.
I got it. All right.
And that's our episode today. No, I'm kidding.
I will say something that came up repeatedly for the Harpies was the fact that they had this insane smell to them that you could smell when they had been on an island because it stank so ferociously. So I would totally use troglodyte stench rules on this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cloud Kill for the Jiangshi because they're more powerful, but yeah, we can use the Troglodytes, you know.
And it's a breath attack.
Oh yeah. The Cloud Kill is definitely a breath attack.
Oh God. I just
What?
thought about what we were talking about earlier about seeing a really fat, bloated Jiangshi. And the fatter and like more bloated they get, the more powerful that Cloud Kill becomes.
The higher the level spell.
Or
Oh
maybe,
God!
or maybe we can have like exploding Jiangshi, and
We got boomers now. Holy wow! Oh, it's all
No,
over.
not the boomers, Jiangshi. You know, you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh my God.
Oh god.
I meant the zombie. Get out of here. We don't need
Yeah,
those
I
guys
know.
here.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? If you just go up and you just have a firm handshake and you look them directly in the eye, you'll become the CEO.
You know, if you work hard enough, you can totally have a full-time job, family, house, and you know, retire at the normal age.
If you stop eating avocado toast and you'll have a house next month.
If you stop buying coffees regularly.
Anyways.
Oh, well,
Meanwhile, I'm going to go destroy our housing market.
oh, sweet
Oh,
goodness.
shit.
Well, we're not
Okay.
talking about those soul-sucking creatures, so
Yeah. Speaking of life draining.
toxic positivity, practical thinkers can kind of just get out of here right now.
Toxic positivity. See, that's why I stay away from positivity.
Leave it.
Yeah. Okay, so immediately I would probably give the Harpies probably some kind of resistances, because I'll be perfectly honest with you, the Harpies in the book are pathetic with a capital P.
Yeah.
Really?
They have a
Yeah, really weak.
they have an armor class of like a wet fart and
11.
and they have like practically no HP. It's like one good round, a Harpy's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the point of that is so you throw 17 of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's the next step. It's the next step from Sturgis. I'm gonna write that down real quick.
But like a rewrite on them could probably help, because they are described as being more powerful as something that like is so
Yeah.
quick
Yeah. No.
and
Yeah.
powerful and
So
hard to
what-
kill.
So what I would probably do is I'd probably have like the regular Harpy, but then I'd have like an advanced Harpy that has like the resistances, the stench.
That's when
I
you
don't-
go with one of the original
It has-
Harpy leaders.
Yeah.
Like-
Because it has no resistances and it has no proficiencies.
Hmm.
It's literally the smallest stat block I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's literally just a woman with wings, and it has a club attack with like a luring song that you have to make a wisdom save
Yeah,
against.
the luring song is usually it's probably the closest thing we've heard so far.
You know
to
what's
the
funny?
actual mythos.
I didn't really find anything much about the Harpies song.
I don't think I immediately, not immediately, but I was like, they're probably mixing Harpies and Sirens together, because there's no Sirens in the Monster Manual. So they probably just,
I mean, like
smashed the two
Harpies,
together.
or sorry, Sirens, Neeids. What's the other one? There's a third one. Like not elementals. We'll find it eventually. Either way,
Kobolds.
like they're.
No,
Yeah, kobolds.
no, kobolds were originally Earth elementals. They,
Oh, I was thinking of singing creatures that are.
Oh, okay.
There's
Sing-
mythology to that.
Singing creatures. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe dryads or
Banshees?
No, banshees are. Well, I mean,
We talked about there was like some singing, small
It-
amount of singing.
yeah, but
I think Dryads is closer.
yeah, or like wood nymphs or something like that.
There we go. Nymphs. That was the word I was looking for.
Okay, all right.
Name.
Yeah.
But I would also probably give them some kind of like wing attack, like some
Yeah.
like some kind of like projectile, like a gust of wind, like a harming gust of, or maybe they can
Yeah.
cast gust of wind. I don't know. Just give them
What
something.
What is their speed?
Their speed is 20 walking, but 40 flying. Because they have
I
one.
double it.
Yeah,
I would double it, honestly.
I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah.
but then I would probably also include like if you're in a area that is known to have harpies, like maybe you shouldn't be camping, or or if you take out like rations or you try to start eating, that lures the harpies in. Like anytime you try to eat, or if you try to use like cooking utensils out in like these wilderness or something, you have to roll like a d20, and on whatever harpies.
It's like hiking through bear country. Like you don't sleep with food at your campsite.
Yeah, you have a padlock on your ration box, so that way you don't wake up and the harpies aren't in there. Like, get out of here!
Shoot.
And then you shake the no can at them.
No can.
The harpies like
wiggle a paper bag or a plastic bag at him.
Yeah. You open up. You gotta open up your coat to make you look bigger. Like But I kind of like the idea that they're like servants. Maybe they can be like in a weird way, like kind of like messengers of not like the good gods, but like the neutral ones.
Right. Petty gods.
Petty gods. Yeah, like the lesser deities. And maybe like the harpies can be like a harbinger. Like I don't know. Like we're entering the territory of this lesser god. We need to be careful because they're lesser. They are obviously more petty. They will come down here and stomp our shit if we curse them.
Or like portents of a disaster coming, or a punishment, something that could be deemed as the punishment from God.
Or maybe just straight up spies for because if we have that improved flying speed, you'd be like, oh, I heard that, and they'd be like, no, stop them before they deliver the
yeah.
I don't know.
They are, half birds, so the idea that they would have like a lower AC, they'd be a little squishier, does make sense. But if you're gonna do that, like, at least give them that like insane speed that is supposed to be legendary for them.
Yeah, they got.
It's like they're hard to hit, but if you hit them, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because like I want to improve upon the harpies, but it's like. I don't know. It's like if I do too much, I might as well just make another creature at this point. You know what I'm saying? Just
I can see that.
Yeah.
I think if you had any character that has some sort of Greek or like deity of some sort, having the harpy show up when they do something against their deity or something that their deity doesn't like, the harpy comes down and just beats them upside the head for a second. Kind of fucking funny to me. Like the idea of my warlock having a harpy swoop in and just kind of like claw attack you because you disrespected your deity.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be something where like let's say you're having a venture in like a Greek inspired domain setting. Thank you. Because I know they actually didn't they release like setting books for
it's the Magic the Gathering one.
But it's like Greek inspired. So maybe what it could be is that like if you try to use divining magic to like look into the future or something like that, or just using divining magic at all, like there's a certain chance that the harpies will sniff it out and you'll be either attacked by harpies, or the harpies will report back to, hey, there's somebody here that's using prophecy in your lands, like that's not cool.
Or you try to use a high level prophecy spell, you fail, you still get attacked. Like that's the trigger to the attack, is now like, nope, you try to go too far.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I find it interesting that it's a creature that's very much like an in-betweener.
Yeah.
There's always something else that's driving them. It's not just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Andrew's right when you say that they're just more servitude than actual,
Well, because it's like the harpy
like
and
a mafia goon.
Yeah.
Maybe like they won't be the ones to carry out the punishment, but if you see one, it's still bad news, because it's weird, because in the D&D book it describes them having lairs and stuff, and like, they make their lairs in like ruined hideouts and whatnot, but I'm like, this is a CR1 monster, I don't see it having any kind of layers. Like I see this just being.
Well, I think in that case, I don't mean layer like a dragon
No,
layer.
no,
I think
no,
they
I
just mean
know.
like.
but
yeah.
but like
Cave.
yeah, but I'm like I don't see there being a reason like, oh, we have to go out and search for this harpy. Like, no, just kill the fucking thing. It has an AC of 11.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
The harpy flock was abandoned by their god, and now they're just stuck in this kingdom and just procreating and taking over this mountain range, and now it's a big old
Yeah.
problem.
And they're just luring people to their deaths. Could be.
And nobody's getting fed because all their food's getting snatched. No outdoor barbecues.
Damn it!
No, we were supposed to have
And
a.
it's really nice outside too.
Ah, it was 78 degrees with only 30% humidity.
They took all the mac and cheese!
Now it's
For
personal.
some reason, they left the potato salad though.
They always
Ugh.
yeah, we'll do that too. Not that hungry.
We found out their weakness. You got to put tuna in the macaroni salad. Why would you do that in the first place?
It's just some guy making it up because he really likes tuna on his salad.
They took everything but the ambrosia.
Oh God! It's 95 degrees. Who brought this?
Guys, don't worry. We have plenty of ambrosia. Oh man,
So
that's
I
one
think
of
they're.
I was just saying that's one of those dishes. Like the first time I saw, I'm like, I'm not eating that.
No, you don't. Same thing with like whipped cream on Jello. Whoa, why?
It depends.
That's
I'm-
gross.
Yeah, I mean, like in a parfait, maybe. I don't know.
But-
yeah,
I do think these are a fun either side quest group, like if you did a whole flock of harpies, or
Yeah.
even something to lead the way towards like the next mission, like especially if your players get off track. You could have some harpies come berate them for a while.
There's a lot of harpies in this direction. Maybe we should go that way.
no.
They steal like a magical item from one of your characters, and now you have to go follow this damn harpy back to find it.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly what they do.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe have like a harpy take that +1 sword that you found or something like that because it's shiny. It's a nice shiny sword, and it's,
Yeah.
you wake up one morning, you find a harpy with a sword in its talons just flying off into the sunset.
Or the harpy comes up and suddenly steals the group's pet, and
Or
now
maybe,
they have to rain down vengeance upon them.
maybe they steal the divination wizard. guys.
The harpies snag the next one who commits a war crime.
Oh, that's like all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll just have. Why, Jose? Why are there flocks of harpies under this mountain that we're in right
Don't worry
now?
about it.
Gang gets
don't
snatched
worry
by
about it.
harpies.
Ah, they're mountain harpies. But
That's how our next campaign's gonna end. We just all get snatched by harpies and just like, no, Taurus.
and what happened to those adventures? That's a story for another time. Yeah, I would definitely say the harpy probably more of an agent of a bigger entity than it being its own thing.
Yeah.
I would actually there's a monster in not Mordekainen's. No, maybe it is in Mordekainen's where it's like a demonic dragon being that it answers, but also kind of is a warden over Tiamat. I would probably have something like this for the harpy, where it's like it is a messenger for this god or something whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
yeah.
a middle one.
Yeah. And it will
Or-
spy on you throughout the adventure, and that's how the god can figure out, oh, they're weak to blah blah blah, and that way the DM can metagame and prepare spells against your group, but have a justification for it.
It's not just Queen
Yeah.
Beryl sitting there with her little crystal ball.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, crystal ball. No. See, I outsource my crystal ball.
I get regular hourly reports.
Yeah. Do you know how much it costs?
It's a very efficient system.
Do you know how much it costs to upkeep a crystal ball? No, it's better just to outsource.
Queen Beryl's loaded. Damn.
I mean, you just give them a roast beef sandwich a day, and they're happy. Sometimes I don't even.
I have a lot of stock in Arby's, you know.
So, okay.
Yeah, both of these are, not your big power players, but they're still fun and they're still interesting plot points.
Yeah,
if you work.
I find the Jiangshi a lot more interesting than the Harpies. Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, the
Harpies more of a tool than anything else.
I
The
kind of
Harpies
felt
made
that
me
way.
want to research like the water nymphs and elementals and sirens more. I was just sitting there like, can I just sideswipe you?
I mean, the Harpies are just like a means to an end. But I kind of knew going into this, the Jiangshi were going to be the more fascinating of the two.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, you got, Bird Woman versus the hopping vampire. So I mean,
And there's always something super interesting about listening to any sort of like Asian mythology, because like most of our mythology that we've heard about is Eurocentric. Like,
oh yeah,
you get a lot of that, and hearing all these different stories,
and like,
well, they're so good.
and like how they process stuff like death and corpses
Yeah.
and whatnot, and like things that would scare like tradition, like Eastern mythology versus Western mythology. Like there's some stuff that's like we find scary, and they're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. But then like they find it scary, and they're like, guys, it's a door or something. You know?
It's rice. What?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
There
it's
always
like,
need to be big, giant, powerful things that magical items and swords, not rice.
yeah,
Right.
It-
Yeah, exactly. That's the one that took me for a loop, honestly.
like
Honestly, I love this story so
hit
much
him with
more.
a peach.
Yeah, I love this story so much more because it's just like we have an easy answer. We don't need to attack this thing. I don't need to kill it. Like,
Yeah.
I have some sticky rice left over from dinner. Boom.
Oh, but it was
The
really good
efficiency
sticky
is
rice.
amazing.
I mean, the Jiangshi, I would probably throw in a couple of the weaknesses. I would not mess with the stat blocks because I kind of like the stat block for the Jiangshi. I would just add stuff on top of it. The Harpies definitely need a boost in some way, shape, or form because it is a very bland, boring stat block outside of the luring song.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea is that if you were to fight a Harpy and its luring song doesn't work, then it's just gonna run away because it's not it's not gonna stick around for a fight.
It's gonna flock off.
Yeah, flock off, feather face. So just incorporate more stuff to the Jiangshi, build up the Harpies. That's what I would do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I would like to have like a 1-to-1, like kind of like a weird like Earth analog for D&D, where it's like the Jiangshi are regional to this area, the Harpies are regional to this area, vampires are like in this area, kind of a thing. So
Depending
that
on the
way,
vampire.
yeah, like our vampires are different from your vampires. So, anyways, sorry.
Yours just happens to hop a lot.
Yeah.
But yep, I hope you guys learned a little bit about young shoes and how we can incorporate real mythology into these monsters, because D&D, while a lot of monsters out there, a lot of them don't have like the juice that needs to
They can't all be Dullahands. I mean, come on.
I know.
We might have started,
but
we might have started
by
off
doing a little bit of
strong
research,
with that monster.
like Heather has.
Little feather over here.
You can really beef up your stories and your quest. But now that we're done talking about these two, let's move on to my favorite part of this of our episodes. Session highlights.
I included the actual thing. Haha.
Nice. I'm gonna delete your audio on there and just leave mine.
Why? I did the work.
Oh gosh.
Right. We 2 sessions, I think, since our last episode. So, does anybody have any session highlights? I'm trying to remember what happened. A lot happened.
Me too.
I think for me, the overall session, not the last one, but the one before that one, was a highlight for me.
That was.
But I want to hear it from your guys' point of view.
That
I think we
was.
were still riding the high from that.
That was one of the most stressful experiences I had of recent D&D memory, where it's like, guys, I'm on 5. Oh, I'm the healthy one. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh yeah. It was like the second we got in there too, high stress for the next like hour and a half. Just like, okay.
It was like the whole session.
It was
God.
at least
God.
until we got away long enough to take a nap.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
fucking Guillaume just can't catch a break this dungeon. I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's like the moment he walked in, like those orcs were like, you came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Just
Pretty much. So to kind of recap what happened, the party is going into, they got their stuff stolen, so they're going into this one dungeon to find it, it's a fortress in a mountain. They decide to go through the front door, and for the next 2 hours or so, it was non-stop battles against orcs. The session specifically we're talking about started already. It started in a pretty bad place, and Andrew had like this whole plan going on before we even started. And Andrew, you wanna explain the rest?
I mean, it was going. The plan was kind of working for a little bit, but like the moment we saw the really big guy, it's like, okay, we do not have the resources to like, because we were already on fumes.
Yeah, Rollo was unconscious, and everybody had like, I think the most was like 12 or 13 or something, which was Mal.
No, I had 20 something, but that got weathered down real quick.
Yeah.
And we had like maybe a couple spell slots in between us. We were relying on cantrips and just normal attacks. So we're like, okay, we can probably eke out a victory if it's just these guys. And it wasn't just those guys. So my personal highlight was like, okay, guys, I have a new plan. Run.
my highlight was when you guys were on the bridge. The enemy cuts down the bridge. It was a rope bridge. And then Jafif was stuck on the other side. Oh. So you spend like 3 rounds trying to get Jafif back, including shooting him with an arrow, and it still couldn't happen. He managed to roll like a 27 or something to grab the freaking rope. And he already gave up. He was like, I'm dead. I'm just gonna give up. You guys do with me whatever you will. And then the wolves kept missing, so they couldn't take him down. And then he grabs a rope, jumps off from the gap into the other side, flicks him off, and then I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna take damage anyways. And he took just enough damage to become unconscious on the other side. So you guys are on the other side with Rollo unconscious, Jafif unconscious, Guillaume at like 5 HP. You weren't unconscious yet at that point, but you went down too.
I was down the fucking hallway going, where'd you guys go?
Oh,
yeah,
I
was
like,
like,
just retreat. I was like, do I go back?
Oh no, the moment, like the MVP moment of that session was when Robert, playing as Jafif, rolled a natural 20 on his death save. And just like, all right, that's it. That turned the tides just enough for us to get the hell out of there.
Keyword there, just enough, because he was like, he rolled that natural 20, came up, had his turn, and then cast whatever his healing spell was on Heather's character, which just happened to like get her up so they can run out and not leave anybody behind, including Rollo, who was stuck on the other side of the gap of the chasm, and then freaking Guillaume grabs his spear and he's like, I'm gonna try to get it rolled. I'm gonna try to spear him. And I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a really high roll. He rolled like a 23, hits him, pulls him out. He took 1 damage, so that was a failed death save. Then he pulls him over the chasm, which makes him hit the wall on the other side. That's 2. That's 2 death saves failures, and then pulls him up. And poor Agnes was just kind of like, I'm gonna try to like stabilize you, which she did, but then that happened to leave her in the open to take a spear in the face.
Keep him alive.
Alex, if you're listening, I legitimately did forget about Rollo. That moment where I'm on the bridge, I'm like, shit, I forgot about Rollo. That was me, Andrew.
I thought it was just hilarious because you picked up my character and I was like, buddy, get off. I have expeditious retreat. I'll leave. Like you're carrying a wiggling like toddler.
And then as all this is happening, the orcs appear on the other side through a secret door.
Secret tunnel.
God damn these orcs. I'm glad we cleaned them out.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we left. We're like, all right, guys, smoke me if you got them. We'll come back. And,
Yeah.
and then we came back and we fucking wrecked shit for a bit. And then they tried to fight back, and then we fought back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Jafif who was like, you guys were being so sneaky and stealthy, and you go down this hallway, and Jafif just opens the door, and it's like 3 orcs just looking. It's like, yeah, it was a very intense session. I just love like when you guys had that little break, everybody was just, oh god, like the players, not the characters.
I mean,
Yeah, I felt that long rest in my bones.
I don't think this table's had an experience where we're just scraping the barrel for any resources that we can do.
Yeah, it was.
It's been a while.
Yeah, by the hairs, man. Like that was intense.
Cause I was madly going through like the player's handbook, like, okay, if the dodge rules say this, then we might be okay. But if it's worded any other way, we are fucked with a capital F.
Yeah. And then the next session was just everybody just kind of like, oh my god, we made it.
Yeah.
Next session was a highlight for me because I all of a sudden embodied Agnes's inability to stand still. If you're gonna say okay,
And then you're paid for
long enough. Yeah. It's all over. She's just gonna wander off.
Andrew's character just. So they go into the cave where there's no light, not light at all. So he has a torch. It's the only character with a torch because everybody else has dark vision. What is Sturge is attracted to, Andrew?
I guess torchlight. I didn't know that. I didn't like anti-metagame that. I legitimately didn't know they were attacking torchlight.
Suckers to the flame, man.
Yeah, Agnes just goes by down the ramp, no problem. And now I'm like, all right, the minute you get to where the Sturges were, just
What is equally funny to me is that like right before that, Agnes and Guillaume were bickering because Agnes stole a skeletal hand, and Guillaume's like, no, put that back. And so I took it from Agnes, and like immediately after she stomps off, like sturgeon.
And then later on, Agnes splits from the party because she just wants to explore. She's moving her token, and me as a DM are just looking to see where she's gonna land, and she passes by these 2 Gricks. She goes down instantly.
Oh yeah, I died hard.
Like 2 movements worth of space from everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know how somebody didn't send the like she got knocked the fuck out gif because it was bad.
Yeah, I rolled pretty good on that.
It was a real like for some reason me or Guillaume and Jafif were like the parents of the group, and like Mal and Agnes were going and playing off, and all of a sudden like everything gets real quiet. We're like, oh shit, something bad happened.
Jafif is slipping back into like Swift territory of like, why am I responsible for these fuckers?
There's always got to be like a party mom or something like that. Like,
I think he's spent all his healing spells already, and you guys are not even close to going to a full rest yet.
Oh yeah, no, that Grick fight was like whatever we got, and then we had to fight fucking troglodytes after that. So, and you would think like a CR like what 1/2 monster? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
We got this right. No, Guillaume gets the shit beat out of him by this fucking troglodytes. Why do I not make characters that have shields?
You really need a shield, my goodness.
I do. Wait, I could have sworn I had a shield, but whatever.
I thought you did have a shield.
Yeah, I'll double check.
I'll buy you a shield next time.
Oh man, yep. Any other highlights?
No, that's
I'm
pretty
just
much
loving the Agnes and Guillaume like pair because they're just it's great to me.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love the buddy comedy
man.
going on.
Yeah. Well, but I hope everybody who listened or is listening or got to this point had a good time with us. learn something. And if you want to see our shenanigans live, please join us Wednesdays. We play D&D every Wednesday. Or we try to every Wednesday. For the most part, 90% of the time it's every Wednesday.
Oh,
On
I should have done
YouTube,
it.
Twitch, Facebook, anywhere you watched your streams on. Also, this episode, if you're listening to it when it releases, please leave us a message or a comment or a rating. Anyone out there, please.
Right.
Same with our Twitch. Follow us and like us to keep up to date with us. But with that, I hope you guys had a good time. Please enjoy the rest of your Sunday or Wednesday when it's coming out, or if you're listening to us right now. And as always, keep on gaming. Bye, guys.
Bye.